Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is a commentary on one of USAirsoft's video. Now, this is one that I saw pop up and it's called 7 Scummy Airsoft Tactics Everyone Hates. And so with the title like that, I thought, you know what, I cannot pass this up. I'm going to have to watch this in a reaction/commentary video. So hopefully you guys will enjoy watching it with me. But this is USAirsoft. If you're not aware of him, pretty big YouTuber. Makes some awesome content. I really like the stuff he makes. So this is the video here. Again, I'll put a link to his channel and to the video down below, but I'm quite excited to see this one. So what I'll do is I will bring this up and let's start watching it and we'll see what we think. Okay. Okay, so I've seen this clip before. I don't know how this kid is playing Airsoft. All, like, hats off to him. That is awesome that, you know, his parents and he is getting out and doing it. But this is very cruel, just to give you a heads up.
I'm sorry, little one. All is fair in love and war.
Shut up. Welcome to the only Airsoft channel that implants mental terrorism into players' heads. Today I've got the dirtiest, the scummiest, and the easiest ways to make the friends that you drove out to go try out Airsoft to never want to try Airsoft ever again. While other people at the field might want to try to morally grandstand and play fairly, I'm going to actually show you how to properly bring up your KD. It is time for me to steer the...
Okay, I like that he's doing it in a kind of sarcastic way, or at least I hope he is, because obviously in Airsoft we want everyone to be as fair as possible, and I know that that's exactly what he's meaning. But I'm quite interested to see what these scummy tactics are.
Again, because the last time I made a video kind of like this, it broke 700,000 views.
Every single person who watches your videos are fucking stupid.
That video basically handed me 400,000 subscribers, and you guys demanded that I make another video like that. So here's something for you.
If he's at 600,000 subscribers and this last video handed him 400,000, then that is a big part of his channel. Hopefully I can make a video one day that's going to be like that kind of impact.
Subscribe to my fucking YouTube channel.
Just be sure to get this video a booty ton of likes, and then I'll make a video over airsoft tactics that only good airsofters use. I know what I'm talking about, trust me.
I've covered wars, you know.
Also, be sure to comment down below what's an airsoft tactic that you freaking hate. Something that's just dirty, something scummy. Because comments like this always...
So this kind of editing, I just don't have the skill for or the attention span. Obviously, it's very popular now to like cut in little meme kind of zones like that. So let's read this comment. Thanks to Airsoft, as the price of military surplus and tactical gear went up a lot, we have to pay up because some LARPers wanted to pretend to play war. So I presume that's from an actual active service member, even though probably they're issued most of their kit.
Make me happy. Also, follow me on Instagram if you think you're handsome. So out of curiosity, when I was writing the script for this video, I asked ChatGPT what it thought the scummiest airsoft tactic in airsoft was, and it just said speedsoft in general.
Be advised, hostiles have a riot shield on the field to protect their virginities.
Okay.
Oh, Riot Shield! I'm gonna use Riot Shield!
Honestly, I don't understand the hate for Riot Shield players. Because first off, they barely exist. Over the course of this entire year...
Okay, he says they barely exist. I just posted a gameplay video. If not, you'll see it very shortly. And a Riot Shield guy got pretty annoyed at me. Like, I deployed a shower grenade, like one of the Matrix, like kind of like spray grenades in there, round a corner. He didn't say anything. I just saw someone emerge around the corner with a Riot Shield, and I double tapped him and put one in his foot underneath the Riot Shield. And he was like, "Hey man, what are you doing? You just got me with a grenade and now you're shooting me anyway." And I was like, "Sorry mate, I don't know if you're hit. You've got a Riot Shield. How do I know you haven't like covered yourself?" So in that game day, I think we had 3 different guys with Riot Shields, and normally I'll probably see one every 2 times I play, etc. But it seems like for some reason this day, you know, what he's saying, you never see them. I've definitely seen a lot recently.
I've only seen a single player using a Riot Shield.
Yeah,
Plus,
not me.
I never have any trouble actually getting one of these players out. I actually have a lot of fun trying to get around these players, but Holy shit, do other people hate these guys. I wish I still had this on video, but I remember long ago at an arena here in Texas, I was filming gameplay of this guy with a Riot Shield and a sword who was actually kicking some major ass. Then during a firefight, some guy was just like, no more. This guy ran up right on the shield guy and just ran
these
him the
poses?
fuck over. Just rammed him out of the way and just walked over him and his shield. I guess some people have problems with shields because it's an extra portable piece of cover that can be used to capture objectives.
I think in that environment like CQB, it can be pretty unfair. Like I have to say, I don't know, like I think it can be unfair like that. I think if you're playing out in the open and there's only so much you can cover of yourself, like in an outdoor field, that's fine. But if someone is kind of poking around a corner, I can't hit them because they're just sticking their gun up and around. I kind of like it if at a field they kind of say, hey, you have to pop your head up and look in order to take the shot, rather than I'm going to look through this thing and just try and shoot at you because you have nothing to hit.
Easier, or to just peep on other players so they can tell their teammates where they should pay attention. The argument I hear more is that no Riot Shield is actually really bulletproof and that it should weigh like 40 pounds to really hinder the user.
That's true.
So it's more balanced. It's the whole moving cover situation that seems to piss off some really extreme people. And what really constitutes as a shield anyway? I've seen literal cardboard shields and chopped down front doors used as shields. I'm not joking, I've seen that. But again, I just use them as bait.
Like that to me seems kind of unfair because it's perspex and it's lightweight. Like I think if it's a full-sized Riot Shield that is kind of like, you know, a very heavy material and isn't like fully see-through, then that's fair. However, I would agree. I think that's kind of like unfair a bit.
Or I just shoot at their feet if I can. But Scott, what if I want to run a shield? You can still run a shield, but just don't complain when everyone overshoots you until you put that shit away. But honestly, like I said, I don't really understand all the Riot Shield hate. I think some people just really like to complain about these guys. But this is the weakest type of scummy airsoft tactic on this list, so I'm just going to put these guys on the get over it tier.
Boy, if you don't get your squiggly diggly head ass.
Okay, this one's gonna be getting into the annoying territory. It's not scumbag material, but it can get there. So let me explain. Shooting through gaps and holes in cover isn't entirely a bad thing, but when you realize that something is supposed to be considered hard cover at your field, but it's kind of brittle and you can shoot through it and just break it until you get whoever's behind it, some people really don't like that shit. No.
So like the rule that we have at the outdoor field that I play at is don't shoot through a hole unless it's the size of your head or bigger. Like you can fit your head through it is how they describe it. And I think that's a good way to go about it because a lot of airsoft fields just don't maintain their stuff well enough. You will get holes that appear in stuff. To be fair, like it is quite hard for a field to stay on top of that constantly and be like, oh wait, there's a hole. We need to go and fill that up. But I sometimes get issues where there's like a little gap between a door, you know, like one of the shipping containers, and it's like folded round and there's a gap this big and someone is just shooting like with their like replica through that hole, and for you to thread something through and hit him and know that you've hit them, then that is very, very difficult. So I really like the rule of like, if it's not bigger than your head, don't shoot through it.
I am rating this on how the majority of the airsoft community would treat me if I used any of these tactics for a gameplay video. So if I noticed the guy on the other side of a slightly broken window and I shot it enough until the window just busted fully open, I would expect a lot of angry comments and maybe a word from the staff. Destroying any part of the field is always going to be a big no in my book. So when I'm running something like my RPKs or my MG42, I'm a little more cautious about shredding up wooden barriers. This one tracks depending...
Can you shred up a wooden barrier with an MG42? You must be firing at very high FPS if that's the case, unless it's like rotten wood maybe.
Fully on what you actually break at the field and how you do it. So if you're using really high FPS to get a few extra hits on the field, but you're...
This is like his George of the channel, like right here, this like little squid octopus thing. So he has that with its hat on, his hat and his like little octopus with his like signature kind of things. Obviously we had George on this channel who decides not to show up to any videos anymore, but that's kind of like how you know it's him. Scott Hollenbeck, that's his name.
You're just trashing the place, yeah, people are not gonna like you.
Heads up, crackhead speed softers inbound.
Now, this one, I completely understand
Wow,
why
that's a
this
horrible
gets a lot
pose.
of hate. For those who don't know, pre-firing is when you start shooting before
Yeah,
you
I
even
hate
come
this.
around a corner or over a barrier. So there's little delay between first seeing a target and actually shooting. You're already shooting, so you've skipped a step before you peek. Pre-firing gets dubbed as cheating or just really sweaty behavior by a bunch of people. And to me, I just see it as super effective, but with some side effects. It's really hard to react to someone shooting at you if he's already shooting before he even exposes himself around the corner. But there are a lot of ways to f this up.
Yeah, like for me, I don't like pre-firing. I play with gas blowback, so I only have a limited amount of ammunition. So it's very hard for me to do that. And at the indoor field that I play at Battle Lab, they say no pre-firing. Because the problem is if you've got fire coming in at that corner or that cover that you're on, you can't actually like pop your head up to see if someone's doing it. So it's kind of like a suppressive fire, but you're almost just like spreading the odds. And when you've got guys who are firing with very high rate of fire and with 200 round magazines, you can just literally lay BBs on that little area until you get round it. So and also it can be dangerous. So like, I like that it is, you have to see the target to shoot it. Don't just start shooting around a corner before you've even seen who's there. That's me.
I've seen some pretty sweaty airsoft players pre-fire every corner in CQB as they rush the arena. And they just waste a ton of BBs on nothing, or just blast their own team members
BBs
in
are
the
cheap,
back
though.
as they rush. But f them, they got in the way of getting a really good airsoft clip, so who cares? At least I can understand the concerns about pre-firing leading to some really close-up hits that should have led to a bang-bang call. Wow, another occurrence of the bang-bang rule causing a problem at the field. Who would have guessed? Now, I'm not innocent on pre-firing. It's such an easy tactic to use to no-skill a firefight, and I use it a lot when I play competitive games. And I'm not very good, so I kinda rely on pre-firing for a bunch of occasions. It's basically the meta tactic for every player to use when you play competitive though, so I refuse to be held accountable for any of my actions.
That is
Another
speed
side
tough.
effect is you might get someone way too confident in their skills. Someone who will rush a room and shoot up everything but totally miss you, but just keep running past you anyway. He's not even bothered by you anymore. He hit you in his mind and he doesn't care about any other possibility.
Yeah.
He might even yell, "Get out," as he runs past you. I've been playing Airsoft for 11 years now. But one thing I haven't seen in those 11 years is how freaking crazy you guys have been for these brand new USAirsoft patches. So ladies and gentlemen, let me announce my new sponsorship with Poppins Patches, who made these, the brand new red USAirsoft logo patch. It's honestly super basic, but you guys have been buying up so many of these at the events that I've been going
Need to start selling patches,
It's basically
apparently.
the same thing that we had with the blue USAirsoft patch, but now it's red. And right here, I've got 300 of them, which will be sold at High Ground Airsoft for Airsoft Palooza June 7th in Houston, Texas. But there's a catch. And here it is. Every single person who buys a patch gets entered into a giveaway to win one of these.
That's a pretty good little giveaway
That's
kind
gonna
of
be
thing.
a bitch to clean up. I'll be giving away 3 Phantom Gear Polarity loadouts. We got one in M81, black, and I have one in tan. And this is how you can enter to win. Find me at High Ground Airsoft, pick yourself up a USAirsoft red logo patch. They're $5. I wanted to keep them as cheap as possible so anyone can get entered in.
$5 is
And
quite a bit.
whatever we make from these patch sales just helps us make more patches for you guys. So you pick up a patch, you get entered into the giveaway, and at the end of the event, I'll be giving away these 3 Phantom Gear Polarity loadouts. Good luck to you guys, and thank you
You see
all
the
to
yellow bar
freaking
at the
everyone
bottom
who's been buying up these patches.
Is
because,
like
I was
ad
not expecting
time, I
the
think.
amount of people to be turning out for these things. Be sure to check the description for all the information for the event, as well as a link to send you off to evic.com so you can pick up your evic sack. This will
Evike,
give
as
you
I call it.
all-day
It's
access to
incorrect.
the CQB arena. You'll get extra raffle tickets, you'll get a hat, patches, stickers, and a bunch of other stuff. I need a haircut. Check the description for all the information you're going to need about Airsoft Palooza. Get yourself an eVic sack, get your extra raffle tickets, win some prizes, make yourself up a USAirsoft patch, and I'll be sure to see you at Airsoft Palooza June 7th at High Ground Airsoft.
Airsoft tryhard spotted. UAV requested to help this man find some bitches.
I somehow broke the straw off my drink, so, innovation. You ever been to a game where then suddenly there's a blind man because some poor airsoft hero f***ed himself up? Cool, then you know how much of a Wild West it is for the like first 3 seconds or so when everyone starts to scramble around and then they hear the blind man call. Everyone stops firing, people start taking a knee or they pace in a small spot and chat with their friends about what might have happened.
This is Victor.
And
oh, it
then
looks like
there's
Victorville.
still a bunch of other dudes that are strategically moving around buildings or
that's
prepping
cheating.
pyro or taking a look around barriers and scoping out everyone's positions. Someone could literally be run over on the road. Dude could be split in half by the ass. And the staff could be panicking on how they're going to explain this situation to their insurance. And there'll still be a whole squad of guys silently moving around
Okay,
to
moving,
the next
I have
best
an
piece
issue
of
with.
cover and planning the biggest turnaround as soon as the game kicks back off.
I think
There's
if you're
really
talking, if you're like talking to your teammates around you, if you're reloading, if you're just like staying in position, I don't have an issue with that. The moment you get up and you move, that for me is like, that's cheating.
No further explanation needed. This is a scummy behavior that I see at pretty much every milsim style event. And it always results in people yelling back and forth and the staff freaking out. I'm a good noodle though, so I take the time to piss in a jug. And not around a building or like hiding in the trees. I mean like out in front of everybody.
Be advised, hostiles think you're being a massive
Shooting through the smallest gaps and holes in barriers to get a hit. But Scott, this is not against the rules at my local field as long as you can put your hand through the gap. That's totally fine.
I thought this is
I'm
what
not
we were talking about
that.
before.
I'm talking about bullshit like this. Somehow I've been told that some fields are totally cool with using stuff like this. Now I'm not the person to start telling fields
I obviously
what
missed the
rules
point
they
on the
should
first one,
enforce,
'cause
but I know damn well
this
if
is
I
what I
was
thought we were
using
talking
gaps
about.
like this in a video to get a hit, I'd get clowned on really hard in the comments section.
Oh my god, who the hell cares?
Here's how you really get people yelling across the field at you. If your goal is to piss off
Is he trying to do a
entire
workout in his
field
car right now?
and get your own team members to not even want to play around
Why
you,
are we spreading
then
legs?
just start telling people after you get hit where all the enemy team members are or where you get hit. Guaranteed, people will hate your ass. This is normally something that beginner players do, and
I feel like I'm
maybe
being
it'll happen
violated.
once or twice before they get the memo that dead men don't talk. And I'll be polite about it. I won't be an asshole. I'll just tell them, hey guy, just don't talk
dead men don't
after you
talk,
get
that's
hit.
fair.
Just go spawn and then we'll figure it out, you know. But then there's just players that really don't care at all and will spoil all of the details. I particularly don't even like it when some games allow hit players waiting to be medicked to point out enemy positions. Like, I already know other players think that's a bull rule even if it's allowed, so I don't even want to partake in it. It just becomes a gentleman's agreement to shut your mouth if you get hit at these events. And for all the fans
that's what I
of the
do.
channel that try to help me out by breaking this rule, I love you all to death, but please cut it out. That's how people get mad at you, at me, and I don't even want to act on the knowledge that you shared with me, because even I feel like a cheater just knowing it. I still love you though.
Yeah, you
My
can't
favorite
unknow
story
it.
of justice when it comes to dead men
Don't talk
talk
to me, don't
is
talk to
whenever
me.
a guy gets hit very clearly and just starts pointing people out and telling all his team members where he got hit from or where groups of guys are, and then he gets domed in the head again.
So for me on that like rule, what I will do is I will not talk if I get hit. I will call the hit. I'll go back and respawn. If I'm dead and it's out and there's no respawn, I'm out and there's no talking. However, when I go back and I respawn, as soon as I've respawned, I'll normally get on my comms or my radio and I'll just say, hey, I got hit from here. Because it's kind of like I'm back in the game, I'm alive again, I'm going to go and try and get that person. So it doesn't, to me, seem like that's cheating. You might kind of have a different take on it, and I'd love to know about it, so put it below. But that's my take. If someone starts saying, hey, I just got hit from here, or walks past me, that's the other one, gives you a nudge and like, hey, he's over there, or watch out, I just got hit from here. Like that for me is not allowed, but it happens a lot.
Again. Then you start hearing shit like, bro, I'm already hit. Then shut the f up and go respawn. Boom. Huge yelling match across the field.
War
It's fantastic.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy.
Oh, I
So
hate
let
this.
me get this right.
Is that him?
You're taking advantage of one of the most easily broken systems that Airsoft has going for it. That being the honor system. To act like you're not even a part of the game because you're already hit or because you have an equipment problem, to then snap around and blast everyone in the back.
Okay, so I have a story about this one quickly, which was I was playing Ambush, which is kind of like, it's just outside LA, and there was a guy there, more Speedsoft style, not to say that that's the only people that do this, but he just was like walking down the side of the field, literally at the edge, kind of like didn't have his weapon up, just kind of like had it slung on his back, was just walking along the thing. And I'm watching him and I'm like, okay, I've got a feeling he's doing something sneaky. And he basically walked around the back, then turned around, picked up his gun, and then just started shooting all of our team in the back walking this way. And I shouted at him, I was like, we thought you were out. And then his friend turned around and went, oh yeah, he does this every week. Ha 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 ha. He's like walking with him. And I turned around and I said, like, hey man, that's just not fun. Like the point I made, I was like, we've all paid money to be here. Like we've all paid $30 to play today. And so you're basically ruining everyone who's paid for it. And it seemed like a little light bulb went off in his head. It was kind of like, oh wait, yeah, people have paid for this. It's not just all this fun and game where I can just like do whatever I want. Everyone is like entitled to like have fun and to be doing this. And he actually apologized and was like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, I won't do that again. So that went well, but yeah, that's one of my experiences with this, and it's exactly that. If you're there to play a competitive game, i.e. whether it's, you know, a game of football / soccer or whatever it is, you're playing in the park with your friends, like everyone has to try and stick to the same rules. It's not real warfare. If someone is shot or is on the enemy team, then it's very clear, or it should be fairly clear in those environments. Not necessarily. However, like this is not that. This is a game of like team deathmatch or whatever it is. And if it is in a video game, you can't do that. So therefore, like if it's in Airsoft, don't.
Right.
You really want everyone on the field to hate you that badly? Oh, that will actually work. Okay. That's more than just cheap. After the first time a guy did this, I would just shoot him whenever he is in the open and walking in my proximity. Nowhere else will this work, and no one's going to be happy to be fooled by this. It's not going to be like, oh shucks, I fell for that again. No, I'm talking people are going to be instantly angry at you. Even your own team members are going to feel cheated. And you can guarantee that people are going to be talking shit after that game. What makes you think that this isn't a scummy tactic? Well, I never really said that I was hit, so...
Do you honestly think you're fucking funny?
Do you think I should just start blasting anyone who might be playing just to be sure?
Yeah.
I'm sure that the parents at my local field will punch my teeth back into my spine the day that I light them up just to be sure they're not playing. And I'm sure that the boyfriend of that one girl whose skull I just cracked with a 0.4 gram BB will gladly help me make the next multi-million view bare knuckle airsoft fight video for YouTube. This takes no skill to accomplish, and I am not going to be wowed or feel accomplished at the end of the game if this is how we win. I also won't speak out against everyone lighting you up whenever they see you, just to be sure you're not actually playing, even if you're just standing around for the game briefing. Airsoft, like any other hobby or sport or anything else that can have any kind of competitiveness to it, will always have its scummy side of tactics to it. It's inevitable. But luckily, all the stuff that I've talked about here, I've rarely seen. This doesn't happen very often at all. None of this stuff does.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone thinking that any of this is very prevalent. We all like to nitpick and complain on the internet from time to time. And this whole video is just a bunch of
That's a very interesting level.
Satire that I and a lot of other people are just putting out there after years of playing and watching Airsoft content. I still appreciate everyone I play with, all the people that come to say hi, and just all the people that help us make the content that we put here on the USAirsoft channel. And I appreciate all the people subscribing lately. We've gone up a few thousand subscribers, and I just cannot wait to break 500,000 subscribers. And like I said, if this video breaks a booty ton of likes, then I'll work on a video over tactics that only good airsoft players use. This is my homie Andy. But I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank all the people that have been picking up US Airsoft patches. Again, remember Airsoft Palooza.
Okay, guys, so that was pretty cool to watch. I think, like, I agree with 99.9% of that stuff. I've given you my opinion on what I think of those different things. There are other like scummy things that I see where it's almost like one of them, which isn't really like scummy how airsoft players, but my most annoying one is when you have a couple of like, not necessarily, but speed soft teams, and it turns into we're gonna like basically just focus all of our energy on eliminating you, this one person. We're just gonna light you up and just put 5 people around you, all putting 30 round per second BBs into your head. Like that to me is really annoying for everyone else playing, because it's like, what are we doing here? You're trying to cause some like showcase for us all to be like watching you, and it's all an attention grabbing thing. Anyway, guys, that is my thoughts. Thank you so much to USAirsoft for that video. I'll put a link, and for showing us his nether regions in the car as he's doing it. I'll put a link to his video down below and a link to his channel, but you may well have heard of him because he's a pretty big YouTuber. So yeah, so that is this video, guys. I hope you're good wherever you are, and I'll see you very soon on the next one. Goodbye.